Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Junix.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning?
It's Friday.
Do you know that is my favorite day of the week? We always say that every Friday. How are you? Jollificating this weekend. I know where you're going. Good morning, our favorite Niger wife. How are you this morning?
How are you?
I'm doing excellent.
Always love your brooch. Your
brooches. You know, I just started wearing them
queen.
again. Good morning. Good morning. Rufai on fire. How are you this morning?
I mean, for some weird reason, when you said jollificating, guess what came to mind? I started craving charred firewood jollof rice. And all those small beef.
Don't make our viewers hungry. Okay, enough.
And you put coleslaw salad by the side and freshly squeezed juice.
I'm a very good cook, so I invite you this weekend.
Oh yeah, do it.
Right.
I'm ready. I have a very good stomach.
Director says
He's inviting everybody.
Everybody's invited.
Economy is tough. I said only Rufai.
People in the gallery are already saying they are coming.
It's only Rufai.
Only Rufai. Please,
Rufai on fire.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Unfortunately, we're starting on a sad note this morning. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending. Nigerian football is mourning following the news of the passing of Super Eagles legend and former goalkeeper Peter Rufai, who died on Thursday, July 3rd, at the age of 61. Peter Rufai was a pivotal figure in the golden age of Nigerian football, renowned for his acrobatic saves, commanding presence in goal, and inspiring leadership. Born in 1963, Peter Rufai had a distinguished career that spanned over 2 decades, playing for clubs both domestically and internationally. He was a cornerstone of the Super Eagles team that achieved unprecedented success, including winning the 1994 Africa Cup of Nations in Tunisia and making Nigeria's debut at the FIFA World Cup in the United States the same year. He also represented Nigeria at the 1998 World Cup in France. Beyond his on-field heroics, Rufai was celebrated for his humility, professionalism, and dedication to the sport. After retiring from professional football, he remained involved in the game, contributing to his development and inspiring younger generations of footballers. Peter Rufai's death marks a significant loss for the Nigerian football community and the nation as a whole. His legacy as one of Nigeria's greatest goalkeepers and the true icon of the Super Eagles is firmly cemented. Famously known as Dodo Mayana, 61 is quite young. May his soul rest in peace. He'll be deeply missed by fans, former teammates, and all who had the privilege of knowing him. The Nigerian Football Federation and countless well-wishers are expected to release statements and tributes in the coming days. We know that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sent his condolences. We have seen governors of all the federating states sending tributes for this great legend. Dr. Abati, a quick comment before we move to...
Oh, yes. He was also a stationary stores player.
Yes.
And as a stationary stores player, I think in 1981, he was in that West African Super Cup in the final that year. Before then, he went on to become part of the Super Eagles team. The 1994 team that won the African Cup of Nations in Tunisia. And then before then, the 2 previous editions when Nigeria was in the semi-finals and won silver medal. Anyway, also went with Nigeria to the World Cup, FIFA World Cup, 1994, 1998, when on both occasions, the Super Eagles got to the round of 16. And in all of these competitions, he was the first choice as a goalkeeper. And then, of course, after that career, in retirement, he was involved in discovering young talents and encouraging them. But 61, as you said,
yes.
You know, he's quite young.
Yes.
And all his former colleagues and those who knew him, they've been paying tribute, whether it's Dele or Chief Segun Odegbami, or Itimesin, all of them expressing their condolences and how he was such a great footballer and one of those people who captured the public imagination, in those early days in terms of his devotion to Nigeria. One newspaper that we saw said yesterday was a Black Thursday.
Black Thursday.
Because it looks like footballers have been dying one after the other in recent times.
May his soul rest in peace. And you're absolutely right, Dr. Abati. Black Thursday. The sporting world is in mourning with the tragic passing of Diogo Jota, the talented Liverpool and Portugal forward, who along with his brother André, lost his life in a devastating car accident on Thursday, July 3rd. The news has sent shockwaves through the football world, coming just weeks after his wedding. Diogo Jota was a remarkable player, admired for his clinical finishing, relentless work ethic, and ability to turn a game on its head. Since joining Liverpool in 2020, he became an integral part of the team, contributing significantly to their success, including a Premier League title, FA Cup, and League Cup. His passion and dedication on the field were evident in every match he played, making him a fan favorite and a respected figure among his peers.
Saved by the goalkeeper, but on hand to make it 3 for Liverpool is Diogo Jota. Diogo Jota, still Diogo Jota, and Diogo Jota is back with a bang.
28. What a tragic loss. Jota was described as an extraordinary person, known for his infectious joy and respected by all who knew him. Our deepest condolences go out to his wife, Ruth Cardoso, and their 3 young children and his entire family during this incredibly difficult time. Vimbai, we have seen this wedding pictures trend all over social media. This was so heart-wrenching. When we heard the news yesterday, my son actually is a Liverpool fan, and he called me. He's like, "Mommy, have you heard the news?" I was really devastated to hear that. I mean, just weeks, 10 days, 11 days, he just got married. 3 children. We saw the video of his wife leaving the funeral home as well. It was so devastating to watch her cry. Really, go ahead.
You know, what a tragedy with someone who was just getting to the peak of his career. And we know the influence that footballers have now, especially a team like Liverpool, which has such a huge global following. They've just celebrated the cup just a few weeks ago. We saw that beautiful parade that they had. Unfortunately, that also had an incident in it. But just a reminder of how fragile life really is. We've gone through the details of what transpired, that he was advised against flying for medical reasons, so he had to drive. Thank God they've ruled out the fact that, you know, there may have been anything like alcohol consumption. No. It was just one of those. It was unpreventable. In that brand new Lamborghini that he was driving, devastating videos coming from the scene of the accident. And imagine to lose your brother at the same time as well, the only children of their family. So, gosh, I don't know, what do we say in times like this, except that even at that tender age of 28, he made a global impact. He certainly did, not just for Liverpool, but for Portugal, his country as well. He will be sorely missed, and he will forever be a hero to football lovers.
As a mother, I cannot even imagine what his parents are going through, his wife. Like I said, our hearts go out to their families. Arise News also condoles with the family of Peter Rufai. May his soul rest in peace. We'll take another story now. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Remi Tinubu, on Thursday donated 1 billion naira to victims of recent violent attacks in Plateau State. During her visit to Jos, the First Lady emphasized that the donation, made through her Renewed Hope initiative, comes from personally raised funds and not from government coffers. She expressed her deep sadness over the persistent killings and violence in the state, stating that she hopes it will be her last visit to the state specifically for this type of intervention. Let's take a look.
This visit is quite a one with mixed feelings for me. I came in here first as a mother whose heart bleeds each time I learn about killings somewhere, flood somewhere, You can see it took me some time to respond. And I want to assure you, this is the last time I would respond to a situation like this in Plateau State. And I pray that God will honor that. The next time I visit is to come and celebrate in Jesus' name. So I came in with a donation from the Renewed Hope Initiative, 1 billion. And I don't have such money. Please. We'll sing after. Please, can we all be seated? This money, because they hear me, if you put money in this entire Nigeria, I will spend it in a day. There are money given to me to help the work personally. It's not government money. I want to use that money to bring life, not pouring money into a basket. Please, is money possibly from greed I would have kept, but I'm using it to work. Not that we have a lot in the Renewed Hope Initiative kitty, we spend as it arrives. Once they give me, I put it in there. We are going to Niger because of the flood. I've been praying, and that's why it took me some time.
All right, you know that I always say that I'm very proud of the First Lady, especially with her Renewed Hope Initiative. And, you know, we've always, highlighted, her sort of philanthropy that she does. And I know Dr. Bat is always asking, where is the money coming from? I think this is the first time that we're hearing her clarifying that really it is from donations, and she gives it right out. I mean, she's really doing amazing, institutionalizing the office of the First Lady. I believe she also gave out food supplies. Plateau State will be the 14th state that she has donated food to under the Renewed Hope Initiative. And $1 billion, I hope that, 1 billion naira, I hope they look at Rufai, I say her, 1 billion naira, I hope it goes a long way to solve the crisis that, some of these families have faced. I mean, only back in April, I believe 51 people died. Back in May, 40 people died. And we know that Plateau State has, for several decades been the hotbed of killings. Back in 2023, about 200 people died during Christmas. Rufai, kudos to the First Lady for this donation.
No, kudos to her.
Yeah.
Please, in all fairness,
yes,
it's not today she's been doing a charity.
Yes.
In fact, a radio station I was working then was partnered with, I think what she called it was New Era Foundation. At that point in time, in fact, she had come a couple of times, and this was the time I met her. This was, I think, around maybe 2011, 2012, 2013, thereabout at that time. And she had come to promote some of the activities, of the New Era Foundation then. And, she had been interviewed on the platform. And, she had come a couple of times to the radio station I worked then. So I know she had constantly done all of this. So kudos to her on this. And like you said, it's a donation. You can see the sacks of rice there. I think that was that probably donated by Boa or something? Because I could see bags of Boa there, rice there. Because she said it's a donation. So she's just a conduit at which she donates this money and everything. But I think the most important thing we should now look at is another point that she raised as regards, it's a sad one coming here, and we hope she never comes here again.
Yes.
And the truth is, can we now say we found a lasting solution to the problem up the middle belt?
Yeah.
No. You still have skirmishes here and there. But the fact that she showed that milk of human kindness is good.
Yes.
Take Benue, for instance. There's an extended report that came out recently on Benue that out of the 3 billion given, most of the families, because they said you will get a death benefit of 1 million. Some of them claim that they've not received the money because of bank account issues. The government said, we've disbursed the money. The IDP camp in areas like that, if not for the NGOs that are doing a lot, buying water and the likes, the condition there is very deplorable.
Yes.
I have been doing a lot of work in Benue for over 10 years now, where I help rally and raise support with Say So Foundation to be able to get aid for the flood victims about 10 years ago. And now, with this current situation in Benue, when you also extend it, people in Plateau too are also facing that problem. This is good, it's a drop in the ocean, but how can we do more?
Yes.
That's the most important thing. So we must be able to cater to people that are suffering. It's so sad. See, Oji, you know why this hurts me? I remember back in the early 2000s, when they talked about refugee, the picture and image that came to the minds of Nigerians were Liberian refugees that we had to open refugee camps for in Edo State, in Ogun State that I know of, and a couple of other places. Today, Nigerians are now living in refugee camps in their own country. Yeah, and that's the sad reality. For Diogo Jota, it's a very sad one. We pray for the repose of his soul and that of his brother. A family, a generation just wiped out like that. A family lost 2 key kids. Pretty much because of the darkness of the moment. A song that comes to mind is Don McLean, American Pie, which was also sort of like a tribute to the things that happened in America then. Valenzuela, the great musician, upcoming musician, had died, and there was a lot of chaos there. That's why I said, every paper that I pick up, there was sadness on the door. And he ended by saying, bye, bye, Miss America, bye. Took the Chevy from the left, from the Chevy. Like, good old boys drinking whiskey and rye, singing this is just they die. It just shows the pain at that period. It just pretty much reminds me of Don McLean's American Pie. We just pray the family will be able to deal with all of this. He was suffering collapsing lungs. And that was why he was advised not to fly. Yeah. He wanted to go take a ferry out of Santander, and all of that happened. And Dodo Mayana, I keep saying, what will be remembered? I don't know if we can get that clip.
Peter Rufai.
Yes. What will be remembered of Dodo Mayana is 25th March 1988, Maroc 88, semi-final penalty shootouts against Algeria. Yeah. Oh. Dodo Mayana saved Nigeria. We'll never forget him.
May he so rest in peace. Your namesake,
yes,
Rufai. Dr. Abati, a quick comment on Remi Tinubu before we move.
We've always praised, Senator Mrs. Remi Tinubu. The advantage that she has is that she has experience. She's well prepared for the office. She's been a first lady in Lagos State. She's been a senator of the Federal Republic. So apart from being the wife of the President of Nigeria, she understands that terrain, whether it was New Era Foundation and Legacy in Lagos State, which successive administrations have tried to continue. You said, in recent times, she has donated money and resources in 14 states. 14 states. Whether it's River State or it is, some other states, including most recently, Kano State. Yeah. The 22 athletes that died on their return from the sports festival. Now, the state has now decided to name the Kano State Sports Commission. After them, it's now Kano State 22 Athletes Commission, Kano State 22 Athletes Sports Institute. But the key thing in that report was that Mrs. Tinubu visited and donated 110 million naira to be given to the families, of the affected 22 athletes. And on that occasion, the governor, while receiving her, while thanking her, said, look, we will make sure that this money is judiciously passed on to the affected families, which then takes me to the point about transparency and accountability. She's doing this out of the generosity of her heart and out of support for her husband. And she said, try to be transparent to say, these are donations. It's not government money. So if people donate money to the foundation, we have an obligation to give it out to support Nigerians. Secondly, in most of the states, she's collaborating with the wives of the governors in the states. Because if she doesn't go to a particular state, you will see the wife of the governor representing her and say, we are representing our mama in presidential villa. Finally, my final point here is that, with the accolades you have been heaping on her, and the fact that in that office of the First Lady, she's getting generous donations from many constituencies. She may have made the position of First Lady even more famous.
This is what I just said.
Because what will happen is that every Nigerian woman will say, my ambition is to become a First Lady, so that I can also get...
is that not your ambition? I mean,
it's a very attractive office now.
Very attractive office. I used to really...
But it's not just about becoming First Lady alone. It's about putting it to good use.
Good use.
As she is doing.
I know. I used to admire Miriam Babangida, the late Miriam Babangida, because, she was involved in a lot of activities. Better life for rural women, Police Officers' Wife Association. I mean, I really, really looked up to her when I was young. And now I see our First Lady, Senator Remi Tinubu, following in the same footsteps. Congratulations.
I hope you are not dreaming that one day you also...
I mean, anything is possible. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't it be great to know a First Lady like OjyOkpe?
We will come and support you.
All right. Well, all right. Very well said. Well, congratulations to our First Lady, Senator Remi Tinubu. Well, in another development, Bayo Onanuga, Special Advisor on Information and Strategy to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has strongly criticized the newly formed opposition coalition that adopted the African Democratic Congress as its platform for the 2027 general election. Bayo, in a post on X, described the coalition members as desperados, driven by personal ambition and united solely by their hatred for Tinubu rather than any clear ideology or agenda for Nigeria. Onanuga also dismissed the significance of several prominent figures who joined the coalition, including former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Rotimi Amechi, and Rauf Aregbesola, claiming that many of them had long been estranged from the All Progressives Congress or had committed anti-party activities. He stated that the APC would not mourn their departure and predicted that the coalition would soon unravel due to irreconcilable personal ambitions of its members. I mean, he's not the first person to say that the party might unravel and, you know, there will be fights. But let me take some reactions to Bayo Onanuga's tweet post on X. This is from Vincent Okechukwu, who wrote, "When politicians leave APC, they are suddenly irrelevant, disgruntled, or desperate. But many of these same individuals were once praised as pillars of the party. Nigerians are not blind. We see the hypocrisy. It's not about hate for Tinubu. It's about rejecting failed leadership." Well, Jane Bond wrote, "Bayo, if these men are so irrelevant, why the long essay? APC has no moral ground to talk about desperation or ideology. The coalition clearly hit a nerve. 2027 is coming." Vimbai, yesterday I hear desperado, many. But you know, Bayo Onanuga's tweet was quite long, very lengthy, very detailed. But you know, we are going to see more of these reactions from the spokespeople of the Tinubu administration. Vimbai.
Absolutely. Well, you don't expect that such a development would happen and the president's men wouldn't be ready with the, what did Dr. Abati call it, the Iron Dome or defense system. They had to. It's their duty to do so. My only comment really is I just hope that as time progresses that we'll be able to move away from this politics of insulting one another and it can become a robust intellectual debate about policies. The coalition also should be able to present whatever their alternative is, and the presidency should be able to respond to that. However, we've already seen that happening several times with Atiku Abubakar, with Peter Obi. So this will be an easy thing for the coalition to do because they have people who have already shown consistency in their roles as opposition figures. However, it's impossible to ignore the group that was created. Will there be possible differences? Absolutely. In the morning, I gave examples of coalitions that actually succeeded in unseating ruling parties in India, in Kenya. And I said that coalition parties are fantastic for winning elections, but when it comes to governance, it's usually a very tall order because there are so many conflicting interests. So we wait and see whether this coalition can become more ideological and can start to speak more on what they're about, besides being what they've been called, which is a union of strange bedfellows who are just here to try and take over power. It's up to the coalition to prove to us.
Yes,
because again, remember, it was the coalition, that is the APC in 2015, that was able to rebrand and repackage former President Muhammadu Buhari. Because when he came into that election, he didn't have a perfect brand. He didn't have the type of brand that most people would have voted for. But they were able to rebrand him, repackage him, and recycle him. So if they could do it then, why can they not? Another group can't do it for a different group of politicians today. It's a recycling game we're playing here.
Yes, the beauty of democracy, Vimbai. Well, shall we head over to the Federal Capital Territory now, where Minister Nyesom Wike on Thursday strongly refuted allegations that he allocated vast tracts of land in Maitama and Asokoro to his sons. Wike addressed the allegations during a media briefing in Abuja, defending his children's right to own land in Nigeria. He emphasized that his children are Nigerian citizens and are entitled to acquire property if due process is followed. He dismissed the accusations as a smear campaign and challenged the feasibility of finding large expanses of land in developed districts like Maitama and Asokoro. Let's take a look.
But all this balderdash, rubbish, and I know where it's coming from.
Where?
No, it's from Adamawa State. I'm aware. You see, what you cannot do to anybody, it doesn't make sense. In any case, for example, assuming do not consider, you apply to me to allocate land to you, right? Because you're a citizen of Nigeria. My children are not citizens. They are Ghanaians. I'm sure if I look at the envelope, if I look at the file, most of them must have applied for land. So you want me to sit down and allocate to you? Now if my children apply, they are not entitled because I'm the minister.
Did you give your children
I have told
any
you,
plot of land at all?
I have told you, bring the document. My children said, look, Jack was given like Buhari. How does that become my son?
He's right.
Absolutely. Well, he has dismissed the claims, Dr. Abati. I know that when we took this story, you actually did make that point, that, Nyesom Wike's children have the right to own land in Abuja. But he's also said that those companies are not his children's companies. So this person from Adamawa State, he didn't tell us who that person is, who is, spreading these false rumors. But before I come to you,
to prove who that person is.
he said he's from Adamawa
If
State.
he can't prove who the person is from Adamawa spreading the false rumor, he will be accused of spreading falsehood. So we challenge him to give us empirical facts. And what we're also saying is, nobody is saying people don't have a right to own land, Oji. Mm-hmm. And that's why I've also challenged People's Gazette to bring out more documents like they claim. What we are saying is, how can you register a company on the 10th of October and the company is giving land at the location on the 17th? Is that the way it's easy? Dr. Abati knows more about Abuja matters than me.
All right.
Is that how quick it is to get land? Is that the due process that in 7 days you can get allocation?
Well, speaking about the newly formed ADC coalition, Wike took a jab at the politicians who have aligned with the party, especially from the PDP. He described renowned journalist Dele Modu as a boy, saying that he ran for president but did not even get one vote. Dele Modu, the publisher of Ovation International magazine, had recently claimed that Wike cannot defect to the All Progressives Congress because he would lose his authority. Let's listen to Wike.
This boy comes out towards them. He says the joy he wants them. It's big. He said,
Dele Modu.
okay. I don't really remember all these names.
He was your friend.
He has not been my friend.
Really?
There are things I won't tell you. This is somebody who said he ran for president. No, he didn't get one vote. So that is the coalition that you tell me when you see him there. Yeah. I mean, would I be who appear on television, on is it sunrise? What do you call it? Sunrise? What do you call it? Sunrise. And you give them, what do you have to show? Even if I live as the minister today, I can talk authoritatively. When I was minister of FCT, this was what I did. Let them Nigerians challenge me.
All right. You know that Dele Modu will not keep quiet, and his response to Wike has been trending. And I'll read it in part. Dele Modu wrote on Instagram, I can confirm that too much alcohol can do two things: dull the memory and get people, I'm not going to say that word, on elections. There is no difference between the man who wasted billions on seeking power and still lost the one who spent nothing to got nothing. They are both losers. The difference here is one is an uncouth an uncultured local champion called Money Misroad, while the other is a decorous and refined global citizen surviving on containment. We thought we could be of help, but we failed because some souls are irredeemable. Lesson. No one has a monopoly of madness. You know, we can all speak at the same time, right? Dr. Vati, Dele Modu is not a boy. We all know that, but I mean, I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Chief Dele Modu is not...
What is that song?
Stop rubbish.
Go
ahead.
He's a multiple chief. He's a
Right.
distinguished journalist.
Yes.
He's a publisher,
Yes.
CEO of many initiatives, and he's a very well-known personality in his chosen field. And so you wouldn't expect him to allow that innuendo to pass. And that was why he came after Wike too, because the innuendo was clear enough in his own case. Now, in that interview, Wike also deployed innuendo in another regard when he talked about, I know where it is from. It's from Adamawa.
Yes.
But again, he did not mention anybody's name. You know, maybe being a lawyer, well, I hope he still remembers his law. You know, he tries to avoid, you know, a direct attack on anybody.
Yes.
So that you don't go and sue him for defamation. So if you are interpreting that is,
right?
well, if you are interpreting that is this person, you know, he will say, well, it was innuendo. He can mention other people's names.
Yes.
However, number 2 point that he made there was that he spoke about the land allocation.
Yes.
Now, what he was saying is also correct. That, look, if you are alleging that land has been allocated to my children, one, as citizens, they are entitled, once they follow due process, they follow the procedure required, and they are entitled to own property anyway.
Yeah.
That was the point I made before. Then he said, you know, the people who are alleging that he gave land to his children should come and provide empirical evidence.
Yes.
That was the phrase he used. He almost used Rufai's empirical facts.
He listens to me.
No.
He can't deny it. I put it to him.
Well,
he listens to me.
No, he
listens to me.
He used the phrase.
It's fine.
He used the phrase
Empirical evidence. Yeah.
Right? And the principle behind it is that if you allege, you prove. He who alleges must prove. So you cannot say he himself must come and prove that he didn't give land to his children. No, we run an accusatorial jurisdiction here. So it is the people who allege who will come and prove. And then he said, in any case, where will you get 2,000 square meters in Maitama and Asokoro that is already fully built up? So underscore is very correct. We can't argue with him on that score. The third thing that he used that interview to do was to attack the coalition. And he singled out personalities, Rotimi Amechi, whom he said he has defeated everywhere throughout his career. Senator David Mark, whom he says alleges that Nigeria has gone the other way, that Nigeria did not fail. What did he do? When he was Senate president for 2 terms, he attacked Senator Aminu Tambuwa. He also said, when you were in Sokoto, what did you do? Then he said Captain Adi Sirika had joined APC, but I think Captain Adi Sirika has made it clear that he's still in APC. He has not joined any coalition. So, but all of that is just political talk. So, on the issue of clarifying land allocation, I think he's right about that. But the innuendos, the people who think that the innuendo is meant for them, they will reply.
Fantastic.
But I don't want to, say this is the person he has in mind from Adamawa.
From
Adamawa.
Know the people I know a few people from Adamawa, but like Rufai has said, he who alleges must prove. But we also want to know this Adamawa person. Who is this Adamawa person who is carrying fake news?
You just want gist.
Because people are thinking that they are giving land to their children.
We don't want peace. We want violence. So please, Mr. Wike, mention we are talking to from Adamawa.
The coalition held unveiled itself on Wednesday.
Yes.
By Thursday, he has quickly organized media rally. So be careful.
Right.
If you talk out of tongue. Tomorrow, he will do another media rally.
The reason why I like his media rally is that if we talk out of tongue, he do media rally. We become richer. He will be the one talking.
Rufai on fire. Well, all right.
How do you become richer? Because Wike does
Is the media rally free? I don't understand. Dr. Abati, is it free?
does the money come to you?
What are you talking? The platform becomes richer.
I don't know about that.
Well, all right. The story.
We are a public trust.
Correct.
Yes.
The story continues.
So if we talk again, if we come to us, if we make money, if we talk again.
All right. The story continues. The story continues. Not at all. Shall we take our good news report now? Shall we take our good news report now? Highlighting Grammy Award-winning Nigerian artist Diogojota, popularly known as Tems, who on Wednesday, July 2nd, launched the Leading Vibe Initiative, a groundbreaking platform aimed at empowering and amplifying young women in the African music industry. Well, the newly launched Leading Vibe Initiative by Tems is designed to uplift, connect, and amplify young female artists, songwriters, and producers across the continent. Tems said the initiative was inspired by her own experience as a self-taught artist navigating an industry that often lacked structured support and representation for women. The program is set to kick off in Lagos, Nigeria from August 8th to the 9th. The two-day program is specifically tailored for emerging women artists, songwriters, and producers aged 18 to 35. Tems is a two-time Grammy Award-winning artist who gained popularity in 2020 after her collaboration with Wizkid on the hit song, Essence.
There are thousands of young women just like me with a voice, a gift, and a desire to be heard. I want to be someone that shows people that there's hope because I know that the most heartbreaking thing is to see a light dimmed and a fire never ignited. It's a movement. It's a network. It's a wave built for women, by women, from the continent to the world.
I need you in the morning, but I need you now. Yeah, I find you, I give you what you're needing. I know what you like. You don't need no other body. Only you feel on my body. Only you feel on my body. You don't need no other body. Say, I made it mess up your mind, and I made it make you free up your mind.
Oh, congratulations, Tems. Applications are currently open for the inaugural Lagos program with a deadline of July 13th, 2025. We urge our viewers, our female viewers, to go to leadingvibe.com. Participants will gain invaluable access to hands-on workshop, masterclasses, and panel discussions led by seasoned music professionals, all for free. Vimbai, I mean, isn't this the sort of initiative that you love to see? A woman who has gotten to the top now wants to bring other women along with her. Like I always say, we rise by lifting others, and that's why I love to highlight such good news stories. With quick comment.
Absolutely, I'm with you 100%.
Yes.
Number one, paying it forward. Number two, remaining consistent.
Yes.
Because since she came out, she has remained consistent, and not just in her performance and in her excellence, but you can see that she remains true to herself as well. Because entertainment is a place where people can lose themselves very easily just because of the nature of the industry. But she remains the same dark-skinned girl who loves her natural hair sometimes, changes hairstyles, and now she's reaching out to other young ladies as well. Just a fantastic role model, and just happy to see her.
Congratulations, Tems. Diogojota. Well, all right. Shall we take our final story now under entertainment? Celebrating Benenua music icon and 5-time Grammy Award winner, Angelique Kidjo, who has made history as the first African artist to be selected for a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Angelique Kidjo, whose illustrious career spans over 4 decades, is recognized for her powerful vocals and genre-blending music, which incorporates Afrobeat, jazz, funk, and traditional West African sounds. Her inclusion on the Walk of Fame is celebrated as a significant milestone for African representation in global pop culture, acknowledging her immense contributions to music and her unwavering advocacy for social causes. She, along with 34 other global entertainment figures, including Miley Cyrus, Timothée Chalamet, and Shaquille O'Neal, were selected for the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Angelique Kidjo's breakout hit was Agolo, released in 1994 from her album, Aye. Hey, congratulations to our side. I mean, you know, I used to love her. I love her. Somebody told me that her family heritage is from there. I don't know how true that is. But yes, yes.
In Benin Republic.
Right.
So maybe that's what
yes, somebody was telling me that, yeah.
Well, congratulations to her. 4 decades. And still waxing strong, R&B, funk, hip-hop.
Absolutely.
And you recall that she had this collaboration with Burna Boy.
Yes, she did, yes.
Yeah, there's that famous.
Yes.
But she's the first black African.
It's amazing.
Because there is Charlize Theron, who is from South Africa, who have been on that Walk of Fame. But from black Africa, you know, she is the first one. So that's what makes it remarkable. But what even makes it more remarkable is regarded as the perfect diva.
Right.
You know, the
perfect diva.
Yeah, in terms of performance, in terms of range.
Yes,
you know, she's top of the list.
Fantastic.
So congratulations.
Well, congratulations. We are proud of her. First African artist on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I'd love to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. You all have a great weekend. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all next week.